Welcome to the second ever episode of The McKay Show. Today with me, I have Georgia Beeson. Now, I've known Georgia for about 4 or 5 months now, and she's my first guest here on The McKay Show. So, Georgia, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
I think you just did.
Well, who are you? Where are you from? How old are you? What are you doing in life?
Let's see. I am 20. I've grown up in Gilbert, Arizona. I teach preschool, and outside of that, I just kind of like hanging out.
That's awesome. How old are the kids you teach at preschool?
It's about 1.5 to 2, so toddlers.
And what do you like about it?
It's really crazy in there that they're, 2-year-olds, so it gets really crazy, but I think it's a lot of fun.
And what happened today that was sad?
Today our class pet died. It was a bearded dragon.
How did he die?
He ate a scorpion and poisoned him.
That would be the
it's
worst.
A little sad.
Were the kids all sad?
Yeah, they were asking for him today, but...
That's so sad.
Yeah.
So what do you like to do with your friends when you're hanging out? You get to pick what you do.
That's kind of the thing. Sometimes I just like hanging out, like not doing anything is what's fun.
What's one of your favorite adventures that you've been on with your friends?
When we hiked to Sedona.
That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
What did we do in Sedona specifically?
Cliff jumping.
Indeed, we did. And we did a little special trick. Do you remember what it was called?
Spinny spin.
So we hiked up into Sedona, jumped off some cliffs, did some spinny spins. That was a good time.
It was.
And let's see. To get to know Georgia a little bit better, the goal today is to get to know Georgia better. And if you think you know Georgia, the goal for the listener is to know her better than when you started. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
All right. So this is a great question that I feel like everybody should know about one of their friends. So you're going on a car ride, all right? A 6-hour car ride, one stop. And you have to get a drink, a candy, and a type of chip. What do you get for a 6-hour car ride?
For a drink, I probably get a Gold Monster. For a candy, I'd probably get anything that's chocolate and peanut butter.
Okay.
And what was the last one? A chip?
A chip.
Hot Cheetos. Something spicy.
That's good. What's the longest car ride you've ever been on?
I think to Utah. What is that?
12 hours.
12 hours.
You've never been further than that?
No.
Where's the furthest you've ever traveled regardless?
Mexico. Wait. That's not that far from here.
6-8 hours.
Yeah. It's just out of the country, I guess.
All right. Well, Southwest Airlines, if you want to sponsor us, we'd love to fly Georgia somewhere outside of the nearby state. All right. Cool. Let's see. If you could pick to have lunch with any person, let's go with alive first. Who would you pick to have lunch with? And this is like a lunch. You can ask them any question you want and they have to tell you the whole truth.
Like a famous person?
Anybody you want.
I would want to have lunch with The Rock.
What's one question you would ask him? No, you can't ask to marry him.
I don't know. I would probably ask him. Well, he seems like a really good person. Even though he's famous, so I'd ask him how he's still so nice, even though he's famous.
I don't feel like he gets that question very often.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And are you going to school right now?
I am, yes.
What are you studying?
I'm doing my prerequisites for dental hygiene.
And how do you like that so far?
It's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right, yeah.
If money or any kind of finances were required, what would your dream job be?
Probably something like a nurse delivering babies. Anything
A
with
midwife.
babies.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
And so why don't you do that now instead of dental hygiene?
I mean, I don't know. I just think that I probably won't be working much as a mom, so that's just something that's a little easier.
That is pretty unique. Not many people say they want to be midwives. That's pretty sweet. All right, so I asked you to read a series of questions. And I think these are just questions that are interesting to get to know about other people. And one of them was, if you could go back and relive any moment, what moment would it be?
I would say I would go back to when, like, me and all my siblings were younger. Because now we're older and we don't always have a lot of time to spend with each other. Everyone's out doing, like, Harry just got married and Bella's going to be leaving on a mission. So I just wish that we could all, like, hang out again like we used to, because that was a lot of fun.
What was, like, one of the things you used to do with your siblings? Like, everybody.
When we go on road trips, we would all go in the same car, and it was never that bad. Like, it was always really fun, and we always got along. But now we take, like, 3 separate cars just because we leave at different times because people are working or can't make it till later. They have to leave early. So I just miss driving all together.
Which one of your siblings do you feel like you respect the most?
My younger sister, Lucy, she's 17 now. But we just have a lot in common. And we get along really well, and we tell each other everything, so.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That's super cool. That's a good answer. So what's one of the best pieces of advice that you were ever given?
Let's see. It's probably from my mom, of course. Pretty much just like, she told me that it's not a weakness to ask for help from people. Like, being able to reach out to people when you need help, and it's not a bad thing to not be able to do everything on your own.
What's one of the times you felt like you couldn't do everything on your own?
I mean, I'd say, like, especially right after I graduated, I kind of thought I had to do everything on my own. And then I went to her and asked for help, and then she told me that, you know, I have all these friends and great family there to help me, not to just watch.
That's awesome. That's a good example. Now you'll have this to remember that forever. That's cool. If you could only list 3 things, let's say you got an unfortunate call, tomorrow's your last day here on Earth, and you can only leave 3 bullet points that your family remembered you by. What's some of the 3 things that you'd want to be left behind in remembrance of Georgia?
I would say that I liked spending time with family all the time. I liked I forgot what I was gonna say. That I liked to have fun, and that I liked to do things spontaneously.
That's cool. And under those 3 bullet points, if you could say a piece of advice to everybody, like, knowing that you had lived, like, the best you could, what is something that you would leave with everybody? Like, is it a piece of advice or counsel?
Probably not to overthink every situation, because when you do things more spur of the moment, it's more fun that way.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you for that. What do you think is one of the greatest accomplishments you've achieved in your short 21 years? 20 or 21?
20.
20. Short 20 years. What's one of your greatest accomplishments?
I would say
Something that you're proud of.
Yeah. I would say, like, even when things get really hard, just getting up and tackling the day anyways, even when you feel like you can't do it. I feel like there's been times where I don't really want to, and then it's not like you have to fake a smile, but sometimes you have to just accept what it is and move on.
Put your brave face on.
Yes, that's what I'm looking for.
I like it. And what is one of the greatest accomplishments you hope to achieve?
Having kids.
Have kids? How many kids do you want?
I don't know. I'd say
ballpark.
4 to 6.
And what's one boy name and one girl name that you would name your kids? Just 2 total names.
I'd say after both my parents.
That's awesome.
Sam and Janae.
Now, what's one of your greatest lessons learned? Something that happened to you and you're like, due to my own experience, I know not to do that again.
Probably to trust your family as your closest friends instead of like somebody who isn't like friends. Like your family is your closest friend, or in my case at least.
So listen to what they say over like another layer of people. That's interesting to know. If you could, so you're 20. If you could go back 2 years and tell your 18-year-old self something that you know now, what would you tell your 18-year-old self?
Probably that hanging out with my parents isn't as bad as I think it is.
Yeah, they tend to know quite a bit more than we think. Now, this is one that I know you were thinking about for a while. When people think of Georgia Beeson, what's one thing that you wish people would know about you better know about you?
Yeah. I just wish people knew that, like, I'm always down to do anything. Like, if people want to hang out, they don't have to worry about finding something to do. Like, we can just chill and do nothing, and it would be so fun. Because I think that the people that you're with are way more important than what you're doing. If you're with the right people, anything you do is fun.
Yeah, that reminds me of something. One time I was just at home literally doing nothing, and I text my friend, like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. He's like, come over. I'm like, what are we going to do? He's like, doing nothing together is better than doing nothing alone. So that's cool. I've asked you a lot of tough questions, or good questions. What's some of the questions you have for me?
Let's see. What is the biggest goal you hope to achieve?
I hope to run my own business to a scale that will impress a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Where do you want the McKay show to go?
I want the McKay show to be a show that people that the people that are well known by their friends get known even better after they come onto the show. Okay. And one day I hope to have people on here that are extremely well known and people get to know better becoming on my show.
Like The Rock.
Yeah, like if I'll call The Rock one day and we'll get to know him better.
Yeah. I like that because I think sometimes you overlook your friends, your closest friends, and you know everything about them, but you don't know sometimes their emotions on things. So that's cool.
And I think I think it's important to get know below surface level in a way that's not like any kind of romantic way, but like actually getting to know the real person, you know?
I think that can deepen the friendship a lot too.
I think so as well. What other questions you got for me?
Okay. So you're going on a long road trip and you stop at a gas station. What's your go-to drink, your go-to candy, and your go-to chip?
I'll probably go with a Monster.
What color?
Either white, green, or the red and green one.
The green one's good.
I like the green one.
Super good. Wait, what was the last one?
Or the red and green one.
Watermelon.
But this one's pretty good too. Georgia brought me this one and it's pretty good.
That one's one of my new favorites too.
I just spilled. Candy. I'm not a huge sweets guy, but any kind of like Reese's or Crunch bar or something, probably one of those two. And chip, I'm probably going, I don't know, because if I eat hot Cheetos, I'm going to have to stop and pee, so that's an issue. And we can't stop. My sister and I ate Doritos on the plane the other day. Oh my gosh, I could eat a whole bag of Doritos by myself.
Really?
So good. Yeah, either that or if I'm driving by myself, probably sunflower seeds.
Okay, so have you had the flavored sunflower seeds?
Yeah.
What's your favorite flavor?
Carson showed me the hot Cheeto flavor.
Okay.
They were just
But we're not stopping to pee.
That's the problem. So I'd probably just do ranch. I can
Ranch?
go with ranch
I've
for
never
a
had
long
ranch.
time.
I've
Yeah.
only had the dill pickle kind. Or I had a salted caramel kind once too.
That would be interesting.
It wasn't good.
Not good?
No.
Okay, we'll avoid that.
Do you like original Doritos or
I like original,
original? Yeah, that's a good one.
What else do you want to get to know about me?
Let's see. Can I ask the same question?
Sure.
Okay, if you could, I liked the one. If you could go back to when you were 18, what would you tell yourself, your 18-year-old self? Any advice that you could have used then to help you now?
I think I'll always wish that I'd tried harder to play football. Like I tried as hard as I could, but I tried to play harder next level.
Mm-hmm.
But looking back, it's like I've been able to accomplish so much more not playing football.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm extremely happy with the way I chose to live from 18 till now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because I left on a 2-year mission for my church.
Yeah.
Probably making sure that my siblings knew how much I cared for them before I left.
Mm-hmm.
Probably that.
Yeah. That's important because my brother has always been like that. He's really nice. I don't think he's ever even yelled at me, but...
Not even when you hit his car.
No, that's what made me feel worse about it, is that he was so nice to me after I scratched it. But I think having a big brother that's a good example is the best because it's your big brother.
Yeah. What else? Any other magical questions?
Let's see. How would you say, what's the best impact your mission has had on your life post-mission?
That's a great question. There's not very many hours of the day that don't go by that I don't think about my mission. Whether it's like a lesson I learned to like persevere through hard times, doors will always open, to trust in God as much as possible, to complete His plan, and just making sure. I'd probably say the most important thing was making sure that the relationship because on a mission you're with a companion 24/7. It's really bad if you're separated. Is making sure that you're best friends with your companion always. And I feel like that will serve me more when I'm married than I know now. But it was always super important to me. Like my companion was before anybody. Like they were my best friend and most important person. Because if you aren't good friends with your companion, then you can't teach with a chemistry.
Yeah.
So that was probably the most important thing that I learned that will serve me when I'm married. But I don't know right now. I'm not married.
We'll get there.
Eventually.
Let's see. Speaking of getting married, what's the number one quality you want in a wife, personality-wise and looks-wise?
Personality-wise, she's got I feel like this week my theme has been loving the grind. I've met a couple of milestones, like a couple of goals that I've set out this week, and I don't get the satisfaction that I think I would when I hit the goal. So it's all about enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
Like enjoying and learning up to that point. So I want somebody that will love the hard times, like getting through the hard stuff just as much as hitting their goal. Okay. Like learning to love the process.
Yeah.
And physical wise, that's hard because that's more important to me than I thought it was going to be. Just somebody that I feel like I'm attracted to. Like there's not like one like blue eyes, blonde hair, but somebody that in my eyes I'm like, wow, she's a good looking girl. Because if I'm dating someone and I don't think that, like my parents always like, oh, my dad's like, my wife is so hot.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to say that about my
Yeah.
wife. Like, I don't want to say like, oh, like, I don't think she's that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be convinced that she's the most beautiful girl.
Yeah.
Even though like, the most beautiful girl won't want me, I need to be convinced that for me,
Yeah.
she's the most beautiful girl.
Yeah. That's cute. I like that. Let's see. What's one quality you look for in a good friend?
Loyalty.
Loyalty.
That's
important.
the most important thing is
Yeah.
like, when crap hits the fan, where are they?
Mhm.
Do they stick around or are they out of there?
That's a good one.
You didn't really plan for this part, did you?
No, I didn't. Was I supposed to?
Nope.
Okay.
I didn't want you to plan too much, but I feel like those questions would have been
Yeah.
unfair without a little bit of preparation.
Let's see. How many kids do you want?
I want as many as I can. I would not
Really?
be mad if I had 10. Like, I want to be in a position where because I want a lot of grandkids. I want to be the coolest grandpa
cool
ever.
grandpa.
That's what I want. So, I could totally myself with 6 kids.
6 kids. That's a good
Yeah.
number. I feel like that's a standard number.
Yeah. I would
How
like
many are in your family?
5 including me.
5 including you. Okay. And how many dogs?
So, 1, 2, Sunny, Lucy, Luca, Mia, and Gracie's dog. So 5. 5 dogs.
That's crazy. So your mom has like 10 kids in total.
Basically. Yep.
That's cool.
But yeah. Do you have anything else?
I think that's it.
Any
for
other
me.
questions that you've always been burning dying to ask me?
No, I think that's it.
That's it. Well, it was great getting to know you.
It was great getting to
And
know
I
you
hope
too.
that people who watch this that know Georgia got to know her even better. And those that don't know her, I hope they get the opportunity to know you because you're pretty incredible.
Thanks.
So thank you for coming on the show, and hopefully we can have you on again. Nice.